Alright guys, so welcome back to my channel. My name is D Hayes. For those of you who are new here, I am the DIY monster, and every week on my channel I bring you those tips and tricks that are both budget and renter friendly. So guys, in today's video I'm going to actually show you, well, let me rewind. I know I just set this up, but I'm going to go ahead and take it down. I love fall. I love kind of this little festive thing going on here. However, I like it for actual parties, and since I don't have a party coming up as of yet, I'm going to go ahead and defall my kitchen. I want my kitchen back, so I am going to be redoing that, bringing it back to the way that it was. All right, so in addition to showing you guys some tips and tricks on how you can decorate a small eat-in galley kitchen, I'm going to also show you guys a trick I have for creating privacy. I love the view from the kitchen. You can't really see it here, but there's a nice view of a palm tree outside, and I didn't want to really cover that up, but I didn't want my neighbors looking in at me as well. I'm going to go ahead and fast forward, do a real quick time-lapse video, guys, of me putting away all these items, getting them stored away, so when I do actually have that fall gathering with family and friends, I'll be all set and ready to go. Guys, as you can see, we're pretty much back at a clean slate. All the holiday, all of the festive fall items are now away. They're now in their container, nicely stored, so that when I am ready to pull them out, I can easily get to them. So guys, typically when decorating, one of my tips that I can give you guys is start with whether it's artwork or a rug, whatever room, depends on what room you're decorating for. Start with a certain item and then build off of that. So for me, it was this painting. So this artwork is what actually inspired the rest of the decor of the space, and I really pulled from that. And by doing that, I can, pull different colors. Like I can pull out the midnight blue, I can pull out the yellows, I can even pull out maybe even more of like the neutral tan colors, as well as like the gray tones as well. I can bring those colors out and then use those throughout the actual space itself. Whoosh. Oh, okay. As you guys can see, this repurposing this console table really came in handy. It allowed me to really maximize my space. It allows me to give a space for entertaining guests, a place for my microwave as well, and also have storage at the bottom to be able to tuck away my garbage can, as well as store extra bags, my little step stool, because yes, I am short. I am 5'7.5". I always say 5'8" on my driver's license, but technically 5'7.5". So it allows me to store all those little items to keep them out of the way. Now that I have my table, and I almost got a little dizzy, good grief. Now that I have my table all nicely cleared off, all the fall items are put away for now, and my artwork is back up on the wall, the inspiration for this room, I am gonna go ahead and start bringing in those items to really beef up this table and really play into the color scheme that I went for this room. Alright, the first thing I'm going to do is put down these placemats to go ahead and start dressing up this table. And I actually got these from the dollar store. I love the geometric print on them. And for $1 each, you cannot beat that. Alright, so I decided to bring in a charger plate, and I'm actually going to place this in the center of the table, and then I'm going to place my vase on the top of it, and I just want to bring in a different texture and just add a different level of elevation. So I actually picked up these midnight blue plates when I was actually at the thrift store. As you can see, I am excited because they all worked out. And what I'm doing is I'm alternating like you have the gray placemat, then you have the blue plate, then you're going to have the gray plate, and then we're going to take it back to blue in a moment. Again, I'm alternating the colors just to add another level of visual interest. And again, I got these actually from the thrift store, and I got them for like $1 each. You definitely cannot beat that. And now I'm also adding in this small gray bowl that I got. These from Walmart, actually. They were like $2.49 each. I love the little decorative rim on it. Just adds a little extra pop. Alright, so now I'm going to turn my attention back to the centerpiece of this table. I'm going to go ahead and put back down my charger plate that I'm using to really elevate the centerpiece. And I actually picked up this yellow vase from Home Goods. I think it was like $16, and I love that pop of yellow, and it ties it back into the actual artwork, the inspirational piece. And then I also picked up the leaves, tropical leaves from Amazon, and now I'm just going to go ahead and start adding back in these napkins that I picked up, and they're in a nice midnight blue. And then I have these nice little modern, very clean lined napkin holders that I'm going to actually put on these. Alright, and now that I have all the napkins all set up and have all the little holders on them, I'm now going to start placing them around the table next to the plate. Alright, so next I'm going to add these serving bowls that I actually picked up from the thrift store. I think they were $1 each. And I like mixing things up. I have a more eclectic taste, aesthetic. So I really like having things mix match. I don't like everything super matchy. Alright guys, as you can see, the table has really come together. I love this table setting. It's a little more on the simplistic side, which I think really plays in nicely with being a little more modern, more contemporary. And as you can see, the artwork in the background, how I've pulled out those certain colors, like the yellow, the blues, the grays, the tans. I've pulled it from there. And one of my tips is, especially working in visual merchandising, is to really look at things and hold on one second. One second. I'm back. So one of the things I like to do, especially in my full-time job doing visual merchandising, is to really make sure that to look at things not just for the display or the area that you're working on, that immediate area, which would be the table, but really step back and take a look at it from front to back and seeing that impact. So seeing how the yellow plays off of the table setting, as well as plays off of the midnight blue, this darker blue tones, the gray tones, the brown tones, the tan tones. They are picked up in the inspirational piece in the back. So that's very important that from front to back that they play into one another, because then it makes an even greater impact. All right guys, so as you can see from the view of this window, if I'm right here, I can actually see my neighbors. I can see their windows, so that means if I can see you, guess what, boo? You can see me, and that's no bueno. But before we get to that, guys, I'm gonna actually show you the DIY that you can see right behind me. This is the after effect of this DIY project that I actually decided to do. So as you can see right above me, I wanted to show this right before it got too dark outside, but you can still see like the very top of the palm trees, which I love that feel. Feels like I'm in a treehouse somewhere in paradise. But I wanted to show you how you can create some type of privacy without blocking that natural light from coming in. And even with having this on here, light still comes, it allows light still to come in, brighten up the space. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you that, guys, real quick, and then we'll get to the reveal of the space. For this DIY project, you're gonna need 4 things. 1, contact paper. 2, a measuring tape, a squeegee, and 4, a box cutter. What's nice is that contact paper actually has a grid on the back of it. It makes it really easy to cut once you have your measurements. So the first thing I did was take my tape measure and then measure the window. Once you cut off your piece of contact paper based off your measurements, you're going to peel away about 2 to 3 inches. Peeling off just the 2 to 3 inches at the top will make it a lot easier when applying it. Now it's time to go ahead and apply the contact paper to the window. Start by placing the part that's now sticky. You'll be able to feel the back of it onto the window. Now that you have the contact paper in place, you want to start pulling the backing away from it as you begin to use your squeegee to go ahead and have it stick to the actual window itself. And guys, just a little tip, if you are going to decide to do this, you maybe want to actually use some Windex, as you can see that I'm doing. I found that to be a lot easier and just a trick I learned while working at Macy's. But yes, you want to go ahead and now it makes it a lot easier to apply and move around. All right, that was pretty easy. Now that that's up, you can see there's a little excess at the bottom of it. What I'm going to do is take my box cutter. I'm going to use that to cut away the little leftover piece. Now I'm simply just going to go ahead and pull that little extra piece off. And there you have it. We are now done. Guys, there you have another inexpensive DIY trick. Alright guys, thank you again so much for tuning in. Please do me a favor and go ahead and like this video, subscribe to my channel, as well as turning on that notification bell so that anytime I upload a video, guys, you're in the know of when I upload my weekly DIY tips and tricks. And without further ado, guys, here is my DIY. Here is my small galley style kitchen, eat-in kitchen for you guys. So enjoy, thank you again, and I appreciate you, and I will see you guys next Saturday. Peace.